Du, du, du.
To me, sorry, you see this? This, when it's too warm, this when it's too warm, will close. They'll say the phone is overeating. So that's a problem. That's definitely a problem. Okay, let's go back to it. I was really not looking forward to it. Now, I can tell you, oh, it's a guava, oh, it's not something I know. Um, I'll really go into specifics because it's already a long video, so let's make it longer. Who gives a shit? Um, in this specific case, it's really a case of, how can I say this? I hate saying this. I had enough Monster. I had enough Ultra Monster to constantly have something to be happy about. I've had Monster enough to be like, okay, well, I like these flavor, and as long as I have this flavor, I'm happy. Now, you'll go to a store, and you'll be like, oh, I like cherry cola, right? And then you're like, okay, well, I don't really like cola, so you'll ask, do they have cherry cola? I'm watching this mukbanger right now, and they're constantly asking for sweet tea, and sweet tea isn't that popular of a drink. So when they do have the sweet tea, when they don't have the sweet tea, they're a bit rougher with the review of the food, and I'm like, dude, you can't expect everybody to have sweet tea. I'm looking. This is one of the craziest nature corn. I swear to God, if you looked at this like 12 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago, or when we started this video 12 minutes ago, it was clear. It's supposed to be clear that there's big clouds coming, and the big clouds are thundering. They're raining. Why is that important? Why is that interesting? It's not really. It's not really. It's just interesting because a second you're good, a second that you're not good, right? Because I'm back to this. When I had this, right away when I came in, and this is me being honest, and this is gonna make people happy. This is quite literally the thing that you shouldn't do. I came in saying, I don't really care if it tastes good. I don't really care if I like it because again, I have other flavor of Monster that I really enjoy. I don't need another flavor, right? And then with Monster, my issue with Monster is, and that's a huge issue that I have with the company personally. I love Monster, but Monster, what they'll do is they'll release flavor, right? They'll keep it on the market or they'll keep it on the shelves for a long ass time, and then they'll say, you know what, it's not really selling, so we're not gonna keep it. So I lost Black Cherry. I lost there was another one, the mullet, I think. Something the mullet. I know it's a haircut, but there's something else. It was a gold bronze can. It was really good. You lose them, so what's the point? So with this, I kind of get excited because I'm like, well, I could get excited because I'm like, okay, well, it's not gonna last now. You could get excited because you can do a taste test on it, but technically speaking, there's over 100 Monster tests on my channel, right? So what's one more? I wasn't really looking forward to it. Vice kind of make me laugh because again, this is perception, this is assumption, which you shouldn't do. Vice made me laugh because I was like, okay, well, guava. Problem with guava is, and that's why I wasn't interested, is you're seeing all of those flavor. There's guava involved, right? It's never simply guava. There's guava with X, with Y, with Z. Then you have guava like, okay, well, couldn't be working. In the Vice, I thought they're using the video game, the popularity of the game, they're using this extravagant. Even the can was like, wow, it's beautiful. The shirt that was beautiful. And it comes to two things. Either you're not confident about your product and you need to hide behind marketing, or you're very confident about your product and you don't care about putting money in because you know that it's going to be popular and people are going to be wanting it. See, it's one thing to spend money on in marketing for a product that you know is going to get your money back, right? But Oreo, you don't see them doing a lot of marketing. So even some of the products are less successful, they keep it in. Monster will do a lot of marketing, which costs money. And the second, I was watching yesterday. I know this is completely out of order. I'm sorry. I was watching yesterday this interview with Mike Posner. If I could write you a song to make you fall in love, I will already have you under my arm. I use the ball of magic. I hope that you like this. You probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. Hey, you got designer shades to hide your faces. You probably won't. You think you're cooler than me. Hey, you never say hey or remember my name. Great song. And he had a couple of songs from his first album that really worked well. So then the record company they said, okay, well, let's put some money on that guy. So he made him collab with Mac Miller, with Wiz Khalifa, with John Legend, a lot of brand artists, right? And that cost money. And even though he was successful, he was popular, he was selling CDs, he wasn't making enough money to reimburse his. So even though he was super talented, they shelved him. And that sucks. So yeah, all this to say, I was afraid that this was not gonna taste well. Now it does taste well. I just think that the harmony between the flavor and the blend had a lot to do. You can have the perfect flavor. You'll never have a pineapple cola. You'll have a cherry cola. You'll never have a pineapple cola. Even if you think that your favorite fruit is pineapple, you'll never get it, right? But cherry cola, even I don't think a lot of people are gonna say my favorite fruit is a cherry. I don't think a lot of people will say that. However, they'll like it because it's working well with the cola, right? Yeah, it's really good. Really good. Quite berry-like for some reason. No, my apologies. It has a lot of the flavor of kind of like a watermelon, but not a watermelon, but the sensation. A bit of water, a bit of sweetness, a bit of cold. It's delicious. I would highly recommend this. Go ahead, Guava, as my seal of approval. Once again, you get a full chair turn. Who said that you needed marketing? Who said that you needed budget to make some great content? I don't know, we make some shitty content, but hey, thanks for watching, thanks for being here. Love ya. Don't blink, it's your buddy. Welcome to our show. You guys are doing well because I'm having a wonderful day on this 26th May 2025. Today we are doing a little announcement. And it's a good announcement. So you guys saw me reviewing Trailer Park Boys, and you're like, what's next, bro? What's next? You know what? I am gonna. There's something called fuck around and find out. There's also something called learning from your mistakes. One of the mistakes that I did was to cover Trailer Park Boys, and oh man, we're looking at Baby Inc. We're looking at 2022 Baby Inc. A young man with full of hopes and dreams. My apologies. There's still hopes now. The dream became nightmare. Why did I burp? A sponsor. Just sponsored somebody else, but still a sponsor. The mistake that I made was I'm a simple guy, you know me. With ADHD, I can watch one thing 10 times and I still enjoy it. So during my old childhood, kind of adulthood, we were watching Kenny Penny and Trailer Park Boys. So when it came time to recap on shows, those were the two shows that I recapped, right? The other show I didn't care about it. Breaking Bad, I could. The thing with Breaking Bad is it's possibly one of the only other show. When I think about it, I could recap Prison Break. I could do it, but where do you find that, right? But in the days I had Netflix, so Kenny vs. Penny was free. Trailer Park Boy was free because it was Netflix. Is there another series on Netflix that I could cover? Shameless, Suits, right? But they're so big. Trailer Park Boys is 7th season, but it's about 6 times 5:30, about 50 episodes only. So it's not that bad, right? Then what ended up happening is I did the show that I wanted to do. Then I started reviewing anime, and I'm more of an anime kind of guy. I'm gonna show you my tattoos. Want to see my tattoos? Want to see my tattoos? Okay. Naruto Uzumaki. Ichigo Kurosaki. Ken Kaneki. Izuku Midoriya. Yeah. I got one close to my penis, but I was told not to show you, so you're lost. No, I don't really have one, but if I pretend like I have one, you're gonna be like, oh, you wanna see it? And that's gonna be next promotion for my only fan that will never come out. What I did was my shows and then animes, and then the anime I did it for like a whole year. My apologies. And then for the animes, I was like, okay, well, People they don't. People started to talk to me about anime and don't want to hear anything else, which is cool. It's cool. I love that. But it's not an anime covering channel. So I want to do something where I watch the Park Boys. I enjoy it. I digest it. I watch an anime. We decide what next anime we're gonna be watching. I'm sitting between two. I want to go with Goblin Slayer. Right now we're playing Prom Dust, which has a Goblin Slayer collab. But I also want to go with something like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. 5 seasons, 12 episodes each, 6 years. So that's all, yeah. So that's going to be the next series. I did promise you guys Kenny vs. Spain. It's going to be after Full Metal Alchemist. So then we'll do a real show, an anime show, a real show, and then we'll possibly do a comic show because that's also something I can do. We'll do something like Invincible, right? That could be cool. That could be cool, right? Right. Anyway, love you guys. Take it easy. Don't blink, it's your baying. Welcome to my computer show. We're doing one on this 26th May 2025. Today we are reviewing the one, the only. Can I get a drum, please? The one, the only. I like saying this. Can I get a drum, please? And then because I'm quite cultured, can I get a cello? Okay, pickles in the back. A violin, trombones, violin solo. There you go, little orchestra. Okay, they're doing well. Today we're going to be reviewing season 8. See, I might have had too much of this. So then, the answer to having too much of this is frig off. I'm going to be reviewing season 8 of Trailer Park Boys. Now, we finished 1 to 7. Season 8 is a season that I never recap. So we recapped once ago. I should not make videos. I'm tired. I've been talking for 2-3 hours. Enough. We're going to be covering season 8, which is the first time. If you look 2 years ago on the channel, we covered from season 1 to season 7. Season 8. I have to give you a small disclaimer. It's going to be hard for me to recap it. Because Trailer Park Boys, mea culpa. If you look at me from season 1 to 7, I know my shit by heart. So even if I don't remember what happened, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what happened because season 8 I watched it 4 times maximum. And also it doesn't look like it. The season 8 episodes are 20 minutes each, right? So now instead of covering, there's 10 episodes, so 30 minutes is 300 minutes, which is 5 hours, right? I do it at 2 times the speed, at 1.5 times the speed. That's the maximum on Netflix. We're watching on Netflix. 5 hours is about, I want to say, it should be 3.3 hours, 3 hours and a half. Yeah. 3 hours and a half, so you got an hour 40, which gives you 5:10. Pretty much it. Yeah. So, sadly, I'm going to be looking at my notes. It's a harder show to recap. However, with bad news come good news, right? Some great news, actually. I forgot how good season 8 was. I don't know why. I think I saw season 8 and I put it into the category of new season. I think later on, like for example, the whole thing with Tommy. Oh, got a text. Mortalita. My apologies. I don't know who she is, but hey, I'm on a dating website if you were wondering. Which is, there you go. I'm not romantic a lot, but when I am romantic, I go full sand. So I think I do the mistake. I think a lot of people see a show like Trailer Park Boys that is so short, and we're talking about a season of 2 hours. It's not a lot. I think we're so used to nowadays to huge season and binging watch huge season, right? That we tend to put them in the same hole. For example, there's the showcase era of Trailer Park Boys. There's the Netflix era of Trailer Park Boys. They're not the same thing. I think the latest season a bit weaker. But season 8 actually is not that bad. Season 8 is not that bad. The whole, like I said, example, the whole McFlurry, the whole J-Rock having a Spanish accent for a season. The whole See, as much as I love Snoop Dogg, there's the old Tom Arnold thing, and the Tom Arnold thing, to me, is I don't. This is how you do a collab, and how you don't do a collab. So, for example, Snoop Dogg is in the park, and you see him kind of. Tom Arnold is a bigger part of the boys, and I don't mind Tom Arnold. And I'm not gonna say I love him because I don't know him. But it takes too much place. There's moments of the Trailer Park Boy in later season that feel padded. And I don't like that. Like the one of the stupid thing is McFlurry, and I don't mind McFlurry. I think he's a cool character. However, McFlurry is a cool character, but J-Rock, I don't like it anymore. I don't like J-Rock anymore. And the problem with that is there's continuity mistake. So that's gonna happen because you have a show that is see, they agree. You have a show that's like 11 years later. 11 years later, we died. Anyway, it's a game we're playing in the background, so it doesn't really matter. It's okay to tell me what you think about me. I won't try to argue. I'll hold it against you. But the problem with that is J-Rock already had kids. For example, you give a kid to Ricky, and I want to make it clear: do I like the fact that Lucy and Randy bang? I don't give a single fuck. However, it comes in at a great price. See, and this is really big nerd of me to say, but you think about Ricky, and Ricky is a great father, right? However, it wasn't only a great father to Trin. He was a good father to Trina, which was the daughter of Jim Leahy. I would have loved to see him taking care of little Randy. No, you took it away. Now the problem with this is, okay, technically the show is all along those kids aren't babies, aren't kids. But think about the baby, who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Season 8. Season 8 feels really good. Season 8, to be honest, narratively speaking, is really interesting. I'll be honest and say Season 8 is possibly better than some of the older stuff. It's funny, we were singing the Fall Out Boys and they're listening to Fall Out Boys. Yeah, they're taking risk, they're taking a chance when it comes to narrative. And it's fun. Today, I'm out of focus because I'm outside. When I'm outside, there's a lot more stimulants. I got ADHD. One of those stimulants is this. Do you see this? And then you see this. The whole morning was beautiful. We had a bunch of cloud and then it's gonna go away. So it's quite nice. Season 8, they take short risks, but then again, why is it so good? I think it's because, technically speaking, for one of the first time in a while, you have a plot that is from season 1, episode 1, to season 8, episode 1 to season 8, episode 10. I think the number of plots. See, for example, in the character plot, for example, we got Jacob, right? And Jacob has gotten Trinity pregnant. I talked to you guys about this yesterday. Jacob was supposed to be with Sarah, but Trinity was pregnant. They're like, okay, well, let's put him with Jacob. The fact that season 8, Jacob was a character that we don't give a fuck about. So why don't we give a fuck about him? Is because season 7 introduced Jacob in a bigger way. But apart from that, we don't really see Jacob. Now, technically speaking, that's not true. If you look at the movies, Jacob actually has a big space in the movie. For example, and don't legalize it, Jacob is super important. He's the piss monkey of Julian, which I could explain, but I'm going to leave like that because I want you guys to think about piss monkey, and I want you guys to worry what it is, right? I want you guys to actually be worried about what it is. Piss monkey, what the fuck? Because that makes me happy. That makes me happy to think that you guys have exactly 0.5 idea of what I'm talking about. But we have a whole plot of him trying to get the approval of Ricky. We have Corey that's coming back, and even though Corey coming back doesn't have that much of importance, you would think the character that come back after drama, they would give the characters a lot more, but they didn't. However, Corey is different because Corey. Okay, so Trailer Park Boy season 8 was a show by SwearNet, not Netflix. SwearNet was a whole network. Looking for the word network. So they didn't give as much space to Corey and his chat and his Siri. However, they give him I think it's Priest, something Priest, Priest Joe Brown, something like that, and he has a whole thing for himself. So even though Corey is not present himself, and that's a problem too because you don't want to give too much space to Corey because Corey has its own show. You don't want too much Corey. You don't want too much. You don't want too much. You getting a little with Ricky, which is Rickyism at his finest. You get Guitar Bubble with Lesson, which is still Bubble but not a lot. You get Dear Julian, which was phenomenal. Dear Julian was he was entering comments, and people were like, oh my god. Dear Julian was so good because Julian is kind of an asshole. Not Jean Paul Tremblay, but Julian. And there was this girl that was complaining, and she put a picture of them as a profile picture. And Julian thought it was a dude, so he called her a cunt. Thinking he called him a cunt, no, you called him woman a cunt. That was really funny. So yeah. So season 8 again, you got primo spot. For example, J-Rock selling the raw vodka, but also wanting to be part of Julian, right? And I think some of the greatest strength of the previous season of Trailer Park Boy was how much we loved the Trailer Park inhabitants. I don't know. Like, see, with J-Rock, at the beginning of season 8, like, he's absolutely amazing. He has his business and he wants Julian to be acknowledging as a businessman. It's like, yo, take me as a partner. And I love that. Do I think that J-Rock needs to be the partner of Julian to be interesting? No. J-Rock can do his own thing and be interesting, right? So, yeah. And I'm going to stop talking because I just noticed that I have 37 batteries. Now, I have to be honest, I'm not going to be doing one videos because it's 10 of 30. So 300. I talk a lot. I know, it's hard to believe, but I do. I can't do it. I can't do it. So we're gonna be doing this, and I want you guys to know Shady was not to be about baby. And crazy. See, I just opened up this, and then they were like, you know what? You're gonna be listening to this. You just open up the computer. Like, nope, we want you to listen to this. And since the computer is slow, then I'm gonna be listening to this for a couple. What's love's about to be about, baby? And now I'm gonna be thinking about it a lot. Okay, so let's go. However, season-wise, I could go with Lucifer. Lucifer would be good. Nothing crazy. What's love's supposed to be about, baby? See? Did I open up TikTok? No. Why the fuck are you playing music, dude? That is not cool. I don't mind if you're putting music. That's cool. However, do not impose upon me your thing. Season 1, I think we're a bit past season 1. Money can suck my cock. And I have to say, this is phenomenal. There's a couple of problems in this episode, but the way they put it, to me, this is a really quality episode. So for example, we have the boys back, right? Now, we do talk about the what happened. So, what happened is actually really, really, really cool. They have a meeting. Ricky, Bubble, and Julian have a meeting with Mike, Rob, and Jean Paul. You're showing one side, you're showing the boys, and you're showing the other side, and you're seeing the actors, which I fucking love. I think it's brilliant. I think it's smart. I think it's funny. So they had this contract, and they signed. So the boys, the mention of the contract. However, and you do understand that they have this own network. So SwearNet, they put a lot of money on SwearNet, and SwearNet was supposed to have all of these shows. Sadly, one of the only shows that really worked was Trailer Park Boys. There was Trailer Park Boys Jail that worked well though, really, really well. But Trailer Park Boys Jail is special because Trailer Park, it was amazing. So Trailer Park, what they did, and again, this has nothing to do with season 8. I apologize, but I'm a nerd. Let me nerd out, please. Thank you. Season 8 was being filmed. It took a while. So all you have to do is keep on going for season 9. Have people enjoy season 8. Now that's the best thing. That is a brilliant marketing. That is amazing. So season 8 would be on Netflix right away. You didn't have to care about that. However, people say wanted to go to SwearNet, so they would have Trailer Park Boy jail. Remember, at the end of each season, they go to jail. Trailer Park Boys Jail, which is a very small show. You're doing a short or two per day. You're doing a maximum of an hour of. You're doing an hour of production per day, right? And with this hour of production, the rest you can write off. And even though you don't want to write off, you can do with the jail. You can do 6 months of this stuff. It doesn't matter. It's still entertaining. So Money Can't Stop My Cup. They do something really well. They show. The first thing they talk about is how I fucking love this. Quality writing. They have the whole. What is really cool about it is it's the best thing you can do, but it's the worst thing you can do. This is really good, by the way. Monster Ultra Guave, really good. The best thing you can do, right, is you can tell that there's a lot of time that passed, but you don't tell how much time that passed, which is something that it's the worst thing to do because you would like to see this sort of timeline, but it's the best thing to do because they have a problem with continuity. So why put yourself in a place where you have to remember that, right? A show like Game of Thrones did that perfectly. Game of Thrones would put you in character shoes. So a chapter is character, other chapter is another character, and it was just phenomenal because at the end of the day, you're like, okay, well, I don't need to know what's up in between. I know that something happened somewhere else, right? That's pretty good. So that's a bit of a problem. It's not a big problem. We have Julia now have the bar. This is all small details, but these are so interesting. And I think in the sense of Trailer Park Boys being about the boys. So Julia has a bar. His motivation was the show Cheers. But even then, Bubbles helped him because Bubbles found a way to sell liquor without having a liquor license, which costs money, which is great. Bubbles is going to be opening the Shed and Breakfasts. The Shed and Breakfast would be cool. However, I think it's a cool idea. So the Shed and Breakfast is what? It's Bubble having a daycare for cats. The problem with that is you have Killuland, and Killuland was amazing. Now, the great thing about this, and this is absolutely phenomenal, the great thing about this is you don't really have to sell me on the Shed and Breakfast because for Bubble, the Shed is like a house. So you understand the plan. Ricky has some weed, he's enjoying some weed. Ricky only deals with Ash coin, so he doesn't have to worry about. See, the thing is, I don't know the legality behind it. I don't know if it's legal to grow some weed. I know it's not legal to sell it. So because he doesn't sell it, because there's no money exchange, there's offer exchange or services exchange. It is perfect. What I'm gonna do is, because there's so much, I'll be taking the episode and just doing this. So slowly going on it. I have enough of the memory to do it. I can skip it. So what you do is you have the episode here, right? And you can just move it. See, 28 minutes. So we have the fighting. We got Orangey. Orangey has a really good opportunity. So Orangey is Ricky's goldfish pet, which is super funny because it's a way for Ricky to be stupid and be dumb, but it's also a way to tell, okay, well, Lucy, she left, and Ricky still misses her. There was a gift from Trinity, and because it's a gift from Trinity, she's like, okay, well, guess what? I have to take care of it because I met her and I love her, right? So you got this, you got the plan for the boys, the hash coin. You got the new assistant Trailer Park supervisor, which is Donnie. I'll be honest and say, Donnie can go two-way with him. Donnie's a really sad story though. I don't remember what was the name of the actor. Lee something? Sorry, I don't remember. Lee did a smoking weed around the world. So we go to different country and do drugs. And it really fucked him up. Which sucks. Yeah, it really sucks. Donnie is the assistant Trailer Park supervisor. I don't mind. I think Donnie is actually funny. Because he brings spirituality. He brings an answer to Randy. I'll be completely honest. See, the problem with Randy is dependent on Leahy. And the problem on Leahy is, although a brilliant actor, take away the drinking, Leahy isn't that interesting. It's like Frank from Shameless. Super Frank is amazing, but you wouldn't take 11 seasons of Super Frank. You wouldn't take that. So having Randy is actually good. Having Donnie, that's what am I calling Donnie for? That's not his name. What's his name?
19 years, not well.
Oh. There's gotta be the news.
Where's that?
So Bessie Claus himself.
Chris Claus.
What the hell's with the gunfire, Ricky, you idiot? Wasn't us. What in the frick
Wasn't
is that
his name?
thing? Actually, it's fuck off.
Donna. Yeah. So, it does bring something a bit new. Problem is, Don and Donna, after that, so Don and Donna is the same person. Donna is, it's really cool because Trailer Park Boys has a history of being promoting. They put Leahy and Randy in a gay relationship between being gay on TV was something that we saw often. It was really rare. Bisexuality wasn't a thing. It was a thing, but not on TV. Now they have this gender fluid characters, which I think is cool. However, it's only cool if you constantly have Don and Donna. At the end, we don't see Don anymore. We only see Donna. So what was the point of building up the characters if you're not going to use it, right? I think that's a problem with the. I think it's a problem. For example, with Leahy, right? Leahy, it's a mess because Leahy, during season 7 was a cop, right? Then he got his title stripped from him once again. He was demoted to a simple trailer park supervisor. But the whole thing about the end of season 7 was like, you know what? Maybe that's my destiny. Maybe that's my purpose. Maybe I'm meant to be just a trailer park supervisor, and I'm okay with that. Look how nice this is. Now we got the very clear blue skies. This is fucking gorgeous, dude. Imagine if I wasn't filming this. What a shame. And then at season 8, you put him. The first episode he's replaced by Randy. So what was the point of that? But also it could give him more time, right? So in this season, what happened is Leahy is working with Ricky and Julian and Bubbles, and because he's not a trailer park supervisor, this is excusable. I don't give a fuck about the park, and I'm not trailer park supervisor. And that could work. We got J-Rock with his new business of Rod Vodka, which is cool, but doesn't do much. One of the smart thing here, the really smart thing here is Coco and his bird. So you have a small scene with Coco and his bird, which is a character in Trailer Park Boys. We don't see much about Coco. We don't hear much about Coco at all. He's just like an extra. He has a taco shop, and he has a bird. The cool thing is you present him in season 8, episode 1. So when Coco gets stuck in the air conditioner machine, you know who they are, right? That's B. You got Bubbles who's asking the boys to buy trailer. What is really cool is giving them the money. It's like, don't steal. So you got Bubbles once again trying to go legit. He wants his business to be legit, which is cool. We like that. We saw that with Kittyland. We saw that with the Rush tickets. It's something you'd expect from Bubbles. So they get the shed, which is fucking funny because it's fucking funny because it's so dumb. It's fucking funny because it's just for fun. It's just for fun. They just screw over those guys for fun. And why is it funny? Because you don't have to screw those guys over. You chose to do it. And I think that's funny. Not doing something bad because you don't have a choice, but doing something bad because you want to. One of the cool part here, and to be honest, this is the beauty of the later episode season of Trailer Park Boys. You see Barbara, right, who's dealing with Sam Lasco. And once again, the whole caveman shit, I think is stupid. They keep on calling him a caveman. Lasco, Sam is like, I'm bisexual, like fuck some dudes. But so these, in peculiar, is not important. Jim is bisexual, Randy is bisexual. We already have representation of bisexuality. The fact that Lasco is kind of cool at doing that is because you don't expect it. So for example, Barbara talks about how every single guy she dated turns out to be bisexual. But the plan is to see them fighting, which means that they had a divorce. Sam being married to Barb as a part of the trailer park, which means Sam could own the trailer park. Now, the beautiful thing is you'll have Barb Leahy, and when you think about it like that, this is actually really, really smart. So when you think about Barb Leahy, of course she doesn't want to deal with Sam. she will trust Julian. We saw in season 4 that she would sell the part to Julian. Not a new plot. A revisited plot is good. Revisited plot is good. Well, it's not the same fucking thing. I don't mind. Yeah. So then Leahy becomes super important because Leahy owns 1% of the trailer park, and because he owns 1%, he is okay. So it's complex. He owns 1%, which means that they both have 48-50, which is 99, and Leahy has one. So nobody. It's all about who Leahy supports. It's all about getting the trust of Leahy. It's all about getting the support. Yeah, the support is actually a good word. So it's not as simple as it is, right? Now you got the boys who have Leahy, and the fact that Leahy is fired as a trailer park supervisor actually is smart because actually that makes him neutral. He doesn't have a dice in the. He doesn't have a dice. He's in the best position. He doesn't have a dice in the game because the part that he has are meaningless, but he can actually do something. He can leverage something. Now, if you look at the movie, that's where I have a bit of a problem with. If you look at a movie, Leahy actually had owned Alexander Park and and Count Liquor Day, which is at the end of the season 7. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. It was long ago, and most people didn't see the movie. I keep on talking about movies and shit like that. People don't see movies, right? So it doesn't really matter what happened in the movie. They're canon, but they're not being canon enough for us to be like, okay, holy shit, you made a mistake, right? For example, whatever happened in To Get Out to the Bad Guys is a special. It's like not a parallel universe, but it's not part of the main plot, right? It's a side plot at best, and side plots can be ignored. In multiple shows, you would have side plots, and you would call it like a filler, right? Filter. So you have this, you have that. Next on the list, we have what? We have the boys still in shed. Bubbles mad at the boys, which is fucking funny because Bubble didn't want to go legit. And you see, this is cool because Bubble can just be like, well, fuck, I told you not to steal it, but fuck it, you stole it, right? And he gets mad at the boys. And let's talk about the character of Bubbles. It's like there's no need to be mad at him, but still, get an introduction of a new police officer, Officer Highcock, because he has his pants here. Again, cool character. Again, meaningless because fucking meaningless. Meaningful but meaningless. Meaningful in the case that we have. Okay. Meaningless in the fact that you're building a character that you're not going to use. Season 9 doesn't exist. Season 10 doesn't exist. But this guy, he is only in season 8. However, it serves a purpose. So the original cops of Trailer Park Sunnyvale are 2 cops. It's Ted, right, and George Green. However, that's not true. The original cop of the Trailer Park supervisor, the original cop in charge of Sunnyvale is George Green. George Green, who made an appearance in Never Trust a Man with No Shirt Off, which is season 2, episode 3. Ted came in later though. So the fact that in this season, George is no longer a cop and a mall cop, you need a new cop, so you can use Ted, but if you don't have Ted, you need a third officer. Because sadly, in the whole of 7th season, the only police officer was, that's not true. As I say this, the only police officer that was introduced was George and Ted. There's also Erica. Erica could have done a good job though. So yeah. We have Bubbles and Julian fighting, which is fucking funny. It's fucking funny because you got. It's so fucking funny. You got Julian and Bubble that's fighting because what's funny is they can have Ricky. See, if you have 3 of them fighting, people wouldn't intervene. But because you only have 2 guys fighting, the third guy could be like, oh, these guys when they get in a fight, it lasts long. They have a Mexican standoff, which is funny. We have so Ricky hides the weed in his walls, right, to hide it, and he buy a freezing unit, which is the freezing unit is such a weird thing because this isn't that much of a purpose. The boys get to fuck up, and the boys get to fuck up is Corey and Trevor drop the cooling unit on the car, bend the car. But this is such a brilliant plot. Because you showcase at the beginning that they fuck up. which is old stuff. You saw them fucking up 1, 2, 3 times. However, you were telling me that at the end of the episode, there's a way for them to fix their mistake. So that's already an improvement, and you give me stakes in the fact that you lost something, stake in the fact that you got it back. So they build Ricky a new car. That is actually pretty good, and that is pretty much it. What am I missing? Oh, we have the announcement that Leahy says that no longer supervisor, and they tell that he's gonna sell the park, and that's pretty much it. Because Barbara says, so Barbara comes in and says, I want to sell the what? L'agence sans le risque. Such a weird thing. So Barb tells us as viewers, I'm gonna sell the park. The boys don't know it. That's good. So in this one we have season 8, episode 2. We got Barbara, Julian trying to get Barbara to sell. Yeah, we got Ricky being frozen, which means that this place cannot be used because the weed is frozen. Which means it's funny because you gave Ricky a chance to have a house, and then because the trailer is too cold, he goes back to the shitmobile. So it's really cool. It is really cool. And then it's even cooler because last episode you broke the shitty mobile, and then you fix it. And that's even better. I'm not gonna have time to do episode number 2. I'm so sorry, guys. Episode battery shit. Got Julian and Barb. Julian and Barb right here is cool because at first is them working together to sell the park, to take care of the park. But at the same time, Julian is seducing Barbara to get her to help him out. At the same time, they end up banging or being in a relationship. They're not in a relationship, it's banging. But then you say that, oh, this is not out of nowhere. No, we see those people interact. We see those characters interact. And you have an excuse for them banging. We got Ricky back in the car. We have Orangey, which is again super important. Talk about Orangey. But the funny thing is, Orangey is such a fuck up. You got Julian that know that he has to help with Leahy. Now, I'll admit that there's something that's really cool that's going on here. Julian is way more involved in later season. Season 6, season 7, no, season 5 and season 6, Julian, we barely see him. In this one, we see him taking care of business, which I really, really, really enjoy. We got Bubble who's mad at the boys, and he creates the V team. So this is Julian and Ricky, and this is Bubble. So every time that they want to do something, Bubble has to be involved, which is good because Bubble is seemingly the most I was gonna say normal, but let's call him the most. 500 batteries. We'll go in, and I'll finish season 2. I'll finish episode 8, but I won't do it anymore after that. I'll take a break. We'll film some content, but that's pretty much it. So, what do we have? Yeah, we have Bubbles taking charge of this. We got Ricky's talking to Trevor, and it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. Because most of this, what's going on, is not important. So, for example, yes, season 8 was one was more important, but now, it doesn't really matter. For example, right? You got Donnie talking about spirituality, and it's nice because in this case, you're just making a character out of Dawn, and a character with things that Randy likes. So by introducing the character of Dawn, you're killing 2 birds with the same stone. First bird, I got this new character called Dawn. I want to introduce him. Second, by introducing him, we can see that Randy is getting closer to Dawn. And by Randy being closer to Dawn, Leahy gets more jealous. Leahy being jealous equals Leahy being emotional. Leahy being emotional equal to him drinking more. Him drinking more equates to something that we already know. Jim, It's a dumb bastard and it will never change. Season 5, episode 4? 5? 5. So yeah. So we got this, we got Ricky and we was talking about oh yeah, so okay, cool. Cool. Okay, cool. So we have the plot of the season. We have Sebastian Bach and he wants to buy honey oil. So Ricky has a good plan. He says, I have enough money for my retirement. So what he does is he does onion oil, which takes more time to build, but can sell for a lot more. So which is really cool. It's kind of a cool thing, kind of like a boring thing. The cool thing is you reintroduce Sebastian Bach, which is a good thing. The bad thing is we just saw Sebastian Bach. Sebastian Bach was the guy from season 7. Understand? So Sebastian Bach wants some onion oil, he wants to buy a little bit. And now the cool thing is Ricky, so this is kind of important because season 8, episode 2, introduced the process of making onion oil. I want to show you guys something which is really fucking cool. I love that. This is something that I really enjoy about Strip Park Boys. Something, oh, 3%. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. See what he was drinking? Rod vodka. Raw vodka, I see you can get Leahy to be a bit more jealous. The raw vodka, why is important? Because it's something that you would see. For example, it was in Say Goodnight to the Bad Guys. Ray has a liquor business and it's Ray's good liquor. So you see people around the park drinking Ray's liquor. I just think it's amazing. Because you're sitting in the park, you train that universe, right? I fucking love it. It's fucking lit. Once again, you got dogs singing, which is cool because, I don't know, they show, so you got a cool scene in season 8, episode 2, which is Jacob and Corey. Jacob and Corey now, they work together, they're basically Corey and Trevor. What is the cool thing here is they're working together. Working together is a boring scene. However, we establish a connection between the boys. We establish them being friends. We establish them being closer because Corey and Trevor don't need to make them closer because they were already close starting. Now that's a problem. Jacob is an old character from the early season. You don't see Corey interacting with Jacob, right? So got this. Got more of Randy and Don. And the cool thing is, Randy will talk about starting with Leahy. So that's a way of saying, hey, I'm possibly going to be single, which makes them two together be kind of like interested in each other. But it's also a good way of Randy establishing. So in this, you have a confessional. This is how I feel, right? I'm talking to another character I can get involved with. So it's not necessarily, oh, it just happened, we fell in love. It's like, no, it was something that happened. You got, is that already it? Is that it already? Okay. Wait, is that it? Okay, cool. So Orangey, which is the pet goldfish of Ricky, already dead, died because Ricky gives him passion oil. And so he dies. So the boys are saying, hey, we're gonna be busy in stuff like cool. But you see, this is why I'm telling you I don't remember much of it. Because I only watched it 4 times. There's a lot more going on. So for example, they asked Corey and Trevor to buy some alcohol, but they also buy a goldfish for Ricky for when he dies because they know they're gonna kill him. So it's like, okay, well, you need the replacement. However, we're going to see other people which they kind of fucking annoying. I think he's annoying too. But it goes into the bar. You have a purpose for that. And then the purpose is Leahy likes gambling machine. Remember there is a plot, right? But then what's gonna happen is Sam who owns half of the trailer. He's gonna try to buy the part of Jim Leahy. He can have the majority of the share, which will make him the majority owner. So he's gonna give him cash, and Leahy's like, oh, I want to be he's like, okay, well, I need some gameplay. Is that it? See, this is how little I remember from this. I watched it yesterday. You got George and Leahy, which I'm also important because George and Leahy. George is a chicken park, no, not chicken park, sorry, a grocery store. He's a mall cop. And he's like, I want to stop the boys because they constantly stealing from my mom. And then he asked Leahy for help, but Leahy doesn't give a fuck. That's pretty much it. So then the boys going in to get some goldfish. I got Tommy Don who sells them a. Where is this saying? Yeah, see, this is it. So Julian, he's asking for the 1%. And then Leahy's like, you gotta earn that 1%. So he's like, yo, what do you like? You like gambling? Okay, let's put you in gambling machine. Now the sad part is there's no hint that Leahy like gambling machine. It was in that way, like gambling machine, but not Leahy. The boys steal a goldfish, right? Which then get them in jail. Ricky and Bubbles are stealing shit again, which is usual. But this gives an opportunity for us to see Leahy and George working together. They're following. This is the beginning of. So at the beginning of the episode, you got George and Leahy talking together. There's no ending. The ending, however, is when you see them working together to get the boys. So George comes in and saves Ricky and. Well, the reason he saves Ricky and Julie because he wanted them. He did a long time and they just get caught for stealing a fish. They won't go to jail. That's pretty much it. So Julie offers the gambling machine to Leahy. Leahy says that could set enough. Leahy doesn't know that he has leverage. He's being a bit about it. Because the funniest thing is Julian Bar and Grill. So the Bar and Grill is super cool because that's Julian. The boys are trying to steal it. There's a really nice moment between Ricky and Julian Bubbles. A really nice moment. Go to the camera, shit, what the fuck? Okay, that's pretty much it. You got Donna, which is Dawn. Right? So you introduce things. They have a party, which is pretty much it. It's boring. At this point, it's boring. They do have the fish for Ricky though. They have this party, right? Again, I wish there was more to it, but there's just nothing. Yeah, you got Cyrus coming in and saying, I want the 1%. That's pretty much it. Again, the problem here is he's got this relationship between Cyrus and Sam. The relationship between Cyrus and Sam was explained and don't realize it, we both go to jail at the same time. That's pretty much it. So this is the episode. It's not interesting. I'm sorry. I wish it was interesting. See, the latest season are a lot of small, fun things. There's a lot of small, fun things. When you put them like that, there's no importance. It's not like, oh, here's the funny part. It's like, okay, well, this is a small joke. And I'm not telling you all the joke on the show. And that's pretty much it. That's season 8. Okay. What do you guys think? And go back in. Beautiful. There you go. I'm gonna go back in and watch Trailer Park Boys season 9.